we have here? We have a little guest star, my little Ariel bear. Mommy was gonna try to edit her video, but then Ariel decided to come around. Yeah! Would you like me to do your makeup? Say hi. Say hi.
Let's go!
Hi everybody, today I have my first impression and haul video of the Hakuho-do plus Sephora Pro brushes, and I have purchased 4 of them. They are not new. I think I first heard of them sometime in October or November 2015 when Tarababyz first hauled them. I wasn't that interested in them at the time because the price point of these brushes is quite high per brush. I think this one here was $54, and then the cheapest one being this one here that was $38. But Sephora right now has a promotion on them where you buy one, get one free. That's what I did. I bought 2 of these and then I got 2 of these free. Hakuhodo are known for high-end brushes that are handcrafted, and I think they also make the Tom Ford and Wayne Goss brushes. I also saw their booth at IMATS. I've never picked up a brush myself because the price point is quite high. A lot of the opinions that I've seen here on YouTube and even blogs that I've read is that the quality of these Hakuhodo plus Sephora brushes are not as high quality as Wayne Goss brushes or Hakuhodo branded brushes. I wanted to give them a go just because they were on sale, and I thought if there's any time to try luxury brush, it would be now when I can get them basically 50% off-ish. So I have been playing with them for a week or so. I'll show you the packaging. Each brush comes in a nice red case like this with a sleeve, and each sleeve talks about what the brush is for and a little bit of history about Hakuhodo. Basically on the back it says, for over 200 years, artisans in Japan have produced the world's most perfect fudu, brushes for calligraphy and makeup. Each fudu is painstakingly, they say painstakingly, crafted by hand using traditional Japanese tools and meticulous production methods. In partnership with the elite makeup artists of Sephora Pro, the master brush makers of Hakuhodo present 5 limited edition Keishu fudu created with patented bristles and unprecedented new shapes. They ensure that every makeup lover can enjoy professional levels of precision, control, and versatility in every painterly stroke. And then on the side, there's a little bit of detail on how to use each brush. And then each brush came in this box, and the box has a picture of the brush, and then, I don't know, what would you call it, like elastic that you could keep the brush in. I am not going to keep the brushes in here. I don't know anybody, unless they wanted to keep these as just like a souvenir or something, who would keep their brushes away like this, because I need something in front of me like this, my brush holder, where I can just grab my brushes. So that's where my brushes, the ones I'm going to keep, are going to go. It's still cute. These hairs are synthetic hairs, cruelty-free, not tested on animals. Hakuhodo brushes, I think, are traditionally animal hair brushes. I always hear people talk about squirrel hair, goat hair, etc. These ones are synthetic brushes. The first brush I'm going to talk about is the Kusabi Brush. This is a new innovative angled powder brush designed to sculpt and shape the face to give you control when applying makeup. I think I saw a tutorial, it was probably Makeup Coffee Break with Danny who talked about this, and I did like this brush for stroking on powder. I used this with my Shu Uemura loose powder after I put my liquid foundation on. Extremely soft brush. I like how it slopes. However, the bristles are a little bit longer. I'm kind of on the fence about this brush because I don't feel like it's that special. The reason I say that is because I don't really feel that it's depositing powder more perfectly than, say, the Real Techniques multitasking brush. Like, I feel like this does the job just fine. That I'm a little bit disappointed with these brushes is bristles, even though they're extremely soft, they feel more plasticky than they're a lot softer than the Real Techniques brush bristles, but when you get up really close and take a look at the hairs, I feel like the hairs look very plasticky, almost like Barbie doll hair. And the reason I'm being so critical on these brushes is because of their price point. You know, if you're gonna be paying 50 something dollars, and then okay, even with the half off price, it's $27 for this brush. You know, Real Techniques is at $9.99 and they always have sales. So it's hard to justify this brush unless you're a brush collector. But I will say the handles are beautiful. It's a great length. I love this matte black ferrule. And then it has a Japanese writing. I'm not sure if it's maybe the brush name in Japanese on here. Pro tip for this brush is great to also use for bronzer and neck shading, giving just the right amount of pigment and control. I also used my Too Faced Bronzed and Poreless on this. So what I did was I just kind of like dipped my brush in because it doesn't really pick up that much product, which is probably pretty good for pigmented products. I don't hate the application. Actually, I do feel like it gave good application, but I'm just not sure, again, about the price point of this brush, and the bristles are a little bit long. I do like the slopey shape of this. I don't have a brush that's like this. It's about the same size as my MAC 150, and it's less stiff. So there's more give to it than the MAC 150. So moving on to the next brush. Now this brush I thought I would really like. This brush is the Otsubu, the perfect complexion brush that can also be used for contour and bronzing. This large, innovative, pointed shape brush is great to apply fuller coverage products. The brush has a unique angle that aids in precision, giving you more control and application. And here's the pro tip. The brush is best used on the side versus the tip to keep the shape of the brush. Okay, so that pro tip kind of threw me off there because the appeal of this brush to me was, I thought it was going to be a little bit more egg-shaped like this brush here from Real Techniques. This is their blush brush. So I thought it would be a little bit more egg-shaped like this. I absolutely adore this brush for blush. The first thing that threw me off was that we're not really supposed to use it on the tip. And I can totally see why, because I actually, the first day I broke this out, I tried to apply blush with it and I felt like the hairs are a little bit too long and a little bit too stiff to blend out blush. So I guess the pro tip is to use it on its side. So I'm thinking that they are wanting you to apply powder like this. And I think I did watch one of their tutorials from Sephora. You're supposed to use this brush on the side, maybe to blot. But that is a very expensive blotting tool if that's the case. So, I mean, I'm going to play around a little bit more with this brush, but I think that this one might be going back. Now, the other kind of strange thing about this brush is I feel like when you swirl it in product, like say a blush, so I have the In Stain blush right here, it doesn't pick up product evenly. So I'm swirling it in and I feel like I'm swirling it as even as possible. I feel like the brush bristles don't quite pick up product evenly. I know it didn't say to use this on blush, with blush, but I just wanted to demonstrate so that you guys could see. There's more product concentrated on this side of the brush than this side. So I mean, I guess I could technically fix that by, you know, flicking it a little bit to see if I could get more in the center. Anyway, my point is I was hoping to use this as like a highlighter or a blush brush, but I think it's supposed to be more of a powder brush. So this actually kind of reminds me of like older synthetic brush hairs that are kind of stiff and plasticky, don't absorb product. I mean, the good thing is it's not going to absorb product, so it's not going to, say, waste all of whatever you put it in. At the same time, you're paying a lot of money for these brushes, so you expect them to be like absolutely amazing, or at least I expected them to be absolutely amazing. So far I think I might be returning these two. I'm going to play with them more for the next couple of days. Moving on to this brush here, Ougi brush, and this is the perfect cheek brush to build coverage and have control on how much product is being picked up. Great for the natural look, light medium coverage, and more precise application. Pro tip: this universal shape can also be used to contour and precision powder. So I actually use this for my blush. I use the Instain and I use the Hot Mama. And I actually think that this brush is pretty handy dandy because it is good for blending. If you can see, it has the right amount of give, because these are very pigmented blushes and I don't feel like it gave me a very clowny look, and I did swirl the brush in there quite a bit, so I was actually kind of scared. I thought I might look like a clown, but I didn't, because this did a great job of blending out my blush. I think this one is a winner. Kotsubu Brush. The perfect highlighter brush because of its slimmer shape that helps you hug specific areas of the face. The brush works best with powder products, giving you seamless blending, even layers, and buildable coverage. I used this brush with the Laura Geller highlighter in French Vanilla, and I used it to do highlight and also to do the bridge of my nose. I actually think this brush is pretty handy dandy. I was hoping that this brush was going to be like a baby version of the Real Techniques blush brush, but it's definitely a lot stiffer, and so I don't think it would be useful to use it on its tip, much like you can't really use this brush on its tip. This one you can more like sweep it on your face like this, so it's kind of like the high-end version of the Real Techniques setting brush. I still really like the Real Techniques setting brush. I do like these pointy shaped brushes, and I do think that it will work for highlight. It's a nice luxurious looking brush. So the pros about these brushes is they're buy one get one free right now. They are beautiful looking brushes, awesome packaging, they are cruelty free, they're very soft. The cons about the brushes are the two large brushes are really confusing, not quite sure how to use these two over much cheaper and also high quality brushes. I feel like the brushes look a little bit plasticky, and then the other thing is like some of the hairs are already looking kind of frizzy, which is scary because you don't want your brush hairs to lose their shape and get frizzy. I wish I could show you that the little hairs on the brushes are already frizzy, which I'm okay if that happens to my $10 brush. Those are just my personal thoughts. So that's my 2 cents on these Sephora Hakuhodo brushes. Let me know if you guys tried them out. Thank you guys for watching and see you next time. Bye! This is my view while I'm editing my video. Hello.